I just detest rude, unladylike young ladies.
I hope you don't mind me being a tad rude.
I myself am strange and unusual.
Don't be rude.
That is some weird, wild stuff.
Shocking, isn't it?
It's a scandal,
But it's provocative.
Please stop making me blush.
Yo, 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 Impolite Society chats in the house. I'm going morning show DJ.
Pow! Aruga! Welcome to Impolite Society Chats. This is our little informal sit-down, chit-chat, morning talk show, shock jock moment to carry you through the fortnight that spans our well-researched all business episodes. I'm Rachel.
I'm Laura.
And we're here to just talk, shoot the shit, man.
Yeah, see what's going on in our lives, build those parasocial relationships, as you
Right.
said.
You know, every podcast has that section where they say, how was your week? That's this. This is its own standalone episode. So,
Yep.
How was your week, Laura?
It was good. I went on a business trip, which was nice. And I don't get out much, man. Especially not to like big cities. I was in Chicago and I was like, holy shit.
Love Chicago.
This is a whole new world. I have been very sequestered for the past 5 years from COVID and children and
Like, I'm staying out all night.
yeah, it was cool. It was a lot. But
What'd you do outside of work? Did you do anything fun?
I did. Like there was like the work, get-togethers, the 2 nights, which was fine. It was fun. I enjoyed meeting my coworkers in person. That was actually pretty great. You can pry work from home from my cold, dead hands, but there is something about meeting people in person. You really do learn a lot more about them, and I like to drink and be social, so I had a good time at all of those things.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you ever wish there was like an app, maybe not an app, but like somewhere you could just like maybe pay someone, maybe like a male geisha, like somebody like you could go out. That's not a coworker. That's somebody you could just like talk to and like kind of have a little flirt with, like not do anything with, like not have an affair with. There's no expectation of that.
I think they're literally called escorts.
Yeah, but no, because that implies sex. I feel
but
like
you can choose not to have sex.
I mean, surely, yeah, but you can't tell your spouse you want an escort.
I don't think you could tell your spouse you paying a man to flirt with you at dinner.
Well, not at dinner, but like go out with or something. So you don't have to make friends. I don't know. It's just hard. Like if you were in Chicago, I don't want to run around with my coworkers. That sounds like a powder keg, right? But I do want to like go out and see stuff. And sure, you could do it by yourself and then meet some people, but then that has more connotation, right? Because one time I was in San Francisco. I think I talked about this. I don't know if it was on air or not, about how I went with my blonde friends and like I was invisible. But the one person who was talking to me and was like, we were like, it was just small talk. Like, why are you here? Like, what do you do? Like, blah, 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 blah. And he was like, oh, maybe I could show you guys around and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, yeah, just letting you know I'm married. And then he just turned around and walked away.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so the whole the whole point of this
all subterfuge.
Right. So if you could just pay someone to be nice to you and like go around with you and have like conversation.
Well, all I did is, so the last day I was there, the conference ended at noon. My flight didn't leave until, boarding wasn't until 6:00.
Oh,
so
nice.
I had a good chunk of time. So I went down to the Magnificent Mile and did a bunch of shopping / walking around. I ended up buying one thing.
Did that shirt?
The shirt. Which did you like, by the way? I texted you and you did not respond on if you liked it or not.
I said it wasn't I would never have seen it and tried it on. It was nice. It's a nice shirt. I don't have good fashion sense, so I don't know what's good and what's not. I'm wearing a baseball tee that says Goose Island on
I'm wearing
it.
a hoodie.
Also from Chicago.
It's not about if it's cool. The question is, like, does it look okay?
I wouldn't think it didn't.
Okay, then there you go.
There
All
you
right.
go.
Don't text you for fashion advice anymore.
No.
Got
I
it.
Yeah. Well, I don't respond fast.
Well,
You know that
I didn't
about
need
me.
you to be. I didn't see a response. Period. It was just launching into
did.
a whole nother topic. Well, it got lost. I'm gonna have to
It
check.
said,
my
I
text
said,
messages.
it's not my cup of tea, but it doesn't, something like that. It doesn't look bad, or, I don't remember what it was. I just said, I would not have found it on the rack, picked it up, and been like, I like this.
I think it looks kind of 70s. That's why I like it. Like the floral.
In my memory, it's rainbow colored. It's kind of like a Lisa Frank-esque, like rainbow
No.
gradient with
It's floral.
flowers on it.
It's navy with floral on it. It's fine. Whatever.
It's a good shirt, obviously. You bought it.
I
You did-
bought it
it did-
because I had just convinced myself not to buy the $2,000 coat I wanted to buy.
It's your consolation.
It is. It was my consolation prize because the fucking shirt was $68 at
That's too much,
Anthropology.
in my
Oh, yeah, way too much. I would have never bought that at home, but because I had been shopping for hours and just
And you're like,
walking
I
and looking.
want something.
Yes, I want something. So I bought it. But I mean, I think we might have to revisit this Canada Goose counterfeit conversation because I'm seriously considering buying.
And that's a coat for folks who aren't in the
Yes.
know. Because Laura's like, should I buy a Canada Goose from China? And I was like, I don't know what any of that means. If you're going to buy a lawn goose from China, yes. That's my gut says yes. And then you can put a coat on that.
No, it's a super heavy duty. Canada Goose started as literally a supplier to government employees who had to work in the Arctic tundra of Canada. It is now a very bougie coat shop.
Yeah.
Thus, it being a
Makes sense
brick
that it
and
would be in
mortar.
Chicago.
Oh my God,
But,
it was
like,
so
you
fucking
have
cold.
You have a garage. Like, you park inside. So I don't know when you would wear it, to be fair.
Honestly, that is a really good point. When you texted me that this afternoon, I was like, okay, fair. Because I did just spend 2 days walking around Chicago in which I was like,
So you were like,
fucker.
I need a Canada, I need whatever, a
Yes.
down coat.
Yeah. And I want the expeditionary coat, which is the literal one that they take to Mount Everest and the most expensive coat that they sell.
I mean, it's nice, but if you're going to spend that much on a coat, like, get one that at least goes to your knees, in my opinion.
No, that's why I like it.
It doesn't go to your knees?
No, it's like hip length. It's like right below the hip.
Yeah, but that's out of style.
I don't give a fuck about
Well,
style,
I'm saying
Rachel.
if you're
I
gonna
don't
spend
care. They haven't
$2,000.
changed the design in like fucking 40 years. Like the coat is the coat.
To be fair, my puffer coat that goes to my knees, my thighs are roasty toasty. So, like, you need that extra.
No,
My shins have never been cold, but my thighs, they're cold. They're warm. They're cold and warm. Now cold. We're cold, now warm.
Well, speaking of buying things, so as I was spending hours on the Magnificent Mile and shopping, I'm very anti-purchasing, right? But so like I came in there with the idea of like, oh, this is just like a look and see and just like walk around trip. And after a few hours, I wanted to fucking buy everything.
It seeps into your brain.
It does. Because apparently I am very immune to like online advertising, but in person, and I'm like, how quickly can everyone be reprogrammed to not want to buy things online? Because buying things in person is so much better.
Except
Like-
you have to leave your house.
Yes,
and you
but
can't do it while wine drunk on a Tuesday.
Sure you can. Just not in your house. But I
Yeah,
mean, like,
not in
it's a
your sweatpants.
longer process, right? Like, there's the looking, the touching, the choosing, the trying on, the tactile experience. Like, once you hold something, you're like, ooh, I want it. You know what I mean?
I'm like, it's not worth it. I don't know. But I'm
Online
not
or
a
in
shopper.
person?
I'm not a shopper. If
Yeah.
somebody could pick out all my outfits for me and I would just wake up and they'd be there, I'd do that. Like, I don't even care.
I do enjoy
If somebody
the
said, this
process.
is the idealized clothes for you, I'm sure. That sounds good. I'm going to be like Mark Zuckerberg. Just one outfit every day. We need
I
less
thought that
clothes.
was Steve Jobs. Does Mark Zuckerberg do that too?
Yeah, they all do that. It's
Ugh,
like a
fucking
billionaire.
weirdo.
Gotta free my brain up. Like, all
Oh, he's
white.
so important.
Like all white dudes don't wear the same uniform anyway. My husband's put zero thought into his clothes. You want to know how he gets them? His mom buys them for him, and they show up. Yeah, because he doesn't put any effort into it.
Oh,
I think he's a 31-year-old man. I'm not buying him clothes.
No,
We got in a fight.
definitely not.
I went shopping with him once when we were dating in college, and they told him a shirt looked too big because he was 6'7" and 170 pounds. And he got mad, and then he stormed off and ran over my
I remember
groceries.
this story. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
one of my
yeah, ran
favorite
over your
stories. And
groceries,
then,
yeah.
I married that man that ran over my groceries. That's good. That's
on
life.
accident. On accident.
But he didn't stop. My poor popsicles were
It's
scattered.
college. It's college. We're all
Yeah, why the fuck was I buying groceries anyway? I should have just been living off Taco Bell.
Fair. Your stomach could handle it back then.
I know. Jeez.
So what's going on with you?
Oh, well, it's been a very busy week. I know that it's not the same as running around Chicago, living it up on the Magnificent Mile, but I have discovered a couple shows on Netflix, which I'll talk about in a second. But I also just really want to make sure I talk about this little band that I've learned about, this like little Australian band that I am now obsessed with. You may have heard of them, probably not, because I'm like really cool and on the edge, but they're called the Wiggles.
You mean the Wobbles?
The Wobbles. Baby kangaroo, Joey kangaroo.
Yep, that's the
Something
one.
like that. His walkabout.
Yep.
No, the Wiggles. What is going on with them?
I have not heard of the Wiggles in maybe
they're
10,
there.
15 years.
They're still out there making new music and
Are
content.
they
and
really?
It's nuts because I found it on TikTok. Rest in peace. And so I started like playing the song. They have a song, very contentious. I'll talk about that in a second. But I started playing a song for my son, and then I'm like, okay, we're going to put it on. And then I watched a compilation video or like a bunch of their little shorts. I don't know what they're doing. It is both cringy and like appalling to watch, but impossible to look away from. It's insane what dark magic they are working on me that I'm just like, me and my kid are just like, Wiggles, Wiggles. And we just sit there and watch it, and I'm just like cringing to my core, but it's just, I can't look away.
I don't know. Honestly, my biggest reference point for them is the Wobbles
30 Rock.
on 30 Rock. Yeah.
But I had no idea either until this happened, until Bouncing Balls, which is the song, crossed my For You page. And then I went down this rabbit hole, and I'm like, Bouncing Balls. I think that's an innuendo. I think this song is low-key dirty. My husband thinks I'm just an all-around middle school-brained pervert. But, like, okay, the lyrics. And I was like, I got to run this by Laura to make sure I'm not just insane. Okay, let me look up some of the lyrics real quick.
Because you did send me the video, but I did not watch the video. Sorry to say. I was running around the big
Well, yeah, you were at the airport, so you were a little busy.
What it was. Yeah,
It's just this man, like, pelvic thrusting in a children's music video. So, the Tree of Wisdom, that guy goes hard. So, it starts off. This is a quote from the start. All right, everybody, it's fitness time. Time to get your balls out.
Okay, but they're jumping on balls, right? Like they're
they're bouncing balls, bouncing
Yeah.
balls. Yeah, let's bounce some balls. So like basketballs, blah,
yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
And so I'm like, maybe I am just dirty-minded. But, okay, so here's the line that I think really seals the deal. And I know that a lot of children's media likes to sneak in adult jokes to keep their parents entertained. But this is the one, to me, that really seals the deal. So it goes, purple balls, red balls, yellow balls too. You know my favorite ball of all is the color blue.
Okay, definitely. I definitely can see where you say that. But also, who likes blue balls?
But why of any color
But why?
did
Yeah, that's fair. I totally feel
they...
that.
Because it's blue balls.
Yeah.
That is a hundo, and it's a girl singing it. Because they have women now. So
all right.
again,
No, all right. I see what you're saying. The girl singing it does more like
but
solidify
it's not saying
your point.
that she's trying to say that she likes to give guys blue balls. It was just like, you could have picked any color.
Yeah. Yeah. But the
I
girls
just don't-
sing it because if a guy were to make a joke, it was like, my favorite balls are blue balls. Like, why? Why would you make that joke? Of course you don't like blue balls.
Well, I think that's thinking too much into it. Even it's just like, why is your favorite ball blue? Blue balls.
Are their favorite color blue?
I don't know.
know. Who cares? Your kid's not going to pick it up, so who gives a
No,
shit?
but I'm just like, Dan, I think this is like meant to be a little bit dirty. And Dan was like, you're insane. So maybe I am insane. What do you think? What does the listener think?
Weigh in, listeners. Give us
Please
your
tell us. Because
insights on the wiggle woggles.
But okay, so another thing about the Wiggles is that this bouncing ball one is done. They do a crossover video with the Harlem Globetrotters,
Oh, fun.
which I like. I'm enamored with them. Like the 3 that are on the video or 4 are all so charming that it's just like y'all have impeccable presence. Like I could just watch you do whatever. And that inspired me to go Google their team and like see the roster because I'm like, I gotta learn more about these people. So I scrolled through the roster and I found out that on the Harlem Globetrotters there is both a man who is under 5 feet and a white dude. And guess which one I was more surprised to see on the roster?
The white dude.
The what? I'm like, the Harlem Globetrotters has a white dude?
DEI, man.
Well, he's Polish. So apparently he's like the best b-baller in Poland or whatever.
Huh. Good for them. Branching out.
He was because I read his bio because I was so interested. And he came to like a fan thing and like won the fan contest. And they were like, whoa, you were pretty good. And he's like, yes, I am the best ball bouncer or something, trick shot in all of Europe. And they were like,
best
oh,
blue baller in all of Europe.
yeah, duh, don't leave me this way. But yeah, so that's that. I'm now deep in the Wiggles lore.
And the Harlem Globetrotters. I
Yeah.
feel like they have a good story. I feel like I read something or listened to a podcast once about them. And it was all very positive. Like, there's no scandal. Like, it's just like wholesome all across the board.
Yeah, they got ladies on their team now too.
Oh,
So
good
I
for
just
them.
like, yeah, the ladies. I was like, awesome. The white dude, I was like, And then I read his story. I was like, okay, you pass because you're Polish. And the Poles are like the black folks of Europe.
It's
so
true. They truly are.
You count. You pass. You get a pass. But also, I'm watching a couple shows, and I don't know what you're watching these days, so I will just throw them out there. I watched a thriller show called Missing You, which was so egregiously ridiculous that I would not recommend it.
What is it about?
It's a lady detective, and like her dad is a doctor, a police officer who was killed, and she's like, her fiance disappears, so she's trying to like solve this mystery of her fiance disappearing, like walking out on her when they were.
Is it a British one?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are like a dime a dozen from like the BBC.
No, it was made for Netflix, I think, and it was
yeah,
like based
but
off a book.
I know what you mean though.
Yeah. And like the big villain of the series was this random man on a farm who was kidnapping like 5 to 7 people at a time to extort money out of them using phishing through dating profiles. And I'm like, how does this exist in this tiny little country without anybody catching on that like people are disappearing
at a very quick rate,
and they all have the same thing in common, that they're on a dating app? It felt completely preposterous. And
I
this
have
woman,
seen this advertised, and I thought, pass.
don't watch it.
Yeah.
There's literally a scene at the end where there's like the big bad has this lady's that he kidnapped, has her son, and then the lady's standing there with a shovel, and then the cop runs in with a gun, and she's like trying to talk to him, whatever. I'm like, lady, you got a shovel, swing away, to quote Signs. Just like
Classic reference.
Yeah,
I use
why-
that one all the time.
why are you not running and killing him right this second? I don't understand. What are you doing? Anyways,
Harlan Coben's, it says. I think is that a. I think this is a book. This
It
would
was a
track
book.
as
It
book.
sound- it, like,
yes. Okay.
I like thrillers. I like them. I cannot stand any thriller where it's like a big crime syndicate and there was like some kind of mafia boss in it. I can't. That or The Cartel. Every American one has The Cartel in it, and I'm just like, I don't think you people even really know what The Cartel is. It
It just
not.
depends on what it is. Like, if it's a drug show, yeah, it's the cartel.
Yeah, but it's like, no, it's like even the thriller books, like this girl goes missing and there's like a secret cartel holdout somewhere in Michigan. And like that stuff, it just feels like you pulled the same card every time.
Playing
me-
Cards Against Humanity, you just flipped it out.
Well,
Cartel!
And it's just like, it's not scary because I don't believe it's going to come in.
Yeah.
It's like what's way more gripping are the stories about like normal people doing crazy stuff. But whatever. I'm not an editor here.
Yeah.
And then this one you might like. It's called
I am
American
aware of it.
Primeval.
Yeah, my dad was watching it on Netflix. He's like, this is really fucking good. And so I'm like, all right, add to list.
Well, you know your number one hater here, certified hater. I was not driving with it so much. It's just over the top violent for no reason. Like, I know the Wild West didn't have rules.
Yeah.
But, like, people aren't just running in and murdering 70 people in one go. It's just, that's
Depends.
just not.
It depends on, I mean, they had mass murder. Like, what is it? Is it a serial killer or is
No,
it?
it's like they're going to wipe out a whole wagon party. And then.
Oh, yeah, they did that. They 100% did that.
And then there's like, but there's also like the Indians are coming across each other, or sorry, the indigenous people are coming across each other and just like killing people point blank. And it
Definitely happened. All of those things happened.
Yeah, but not within a 3-day span.
Fair. To like the same group. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it
fair.
was just, because I had just come off reading The Indifferent Stars Above, which is about the Donner Party.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the worst situation, those people were still trying to help each other. So
Yeah.
I don't think of humanity as inherently like, we're going to come out and kill y'all. You know, it just is like, they're in Fort Bridgers, and there's like people shooting each other dead in the street. It doesn't seem.
I really like Westerns, so yeah, I think it probably would be up my alley.
You might like it. It's got that actress from Glow in it, and she's, blonde.
Do I like blonde women?
I don't know. She's got a little son with a brace on his leg. Oh, okay. This is where it lost me. Is the opening scene? They're leaving from St. Joe, Missouri, and I'm like, that ain't Missouri. These people have never seen Missouri. They're like leaving from the one train station in St. Joe, and it's just like, this is Utah. Like, y'all didn't even try to make it look like Missouri. Like, you didn't even look up what Missouri looked like. It's very evidently not the Midwest, right? It was like Montana.
Yeah. Too many mountains.
No, it would just the landscape's different. Like, Missouri looks like Missouri. And, I mean, Nebraska, sure, maybe. But, like, Kansas City looks a lot like the east side of the state.
Yeah.
For the most part. So it's just like,
agreed.
they probably never even considered Missouri. They probably don't even know where it is on the map. So
Well, they also probably don't. Nobody films in Missouri or the Midwest because of film credits. Nobody films here.
I know, which is a bummer.
It is a bummer.
They were trying. I feel like everything would be so cheap. Why not?
I know. It's something to do with tax credits. Like the government has to pass the tax credits for like production or art like television or movie production or whatever you would call that. And I often think of it like Atlanta got to be like the hub of everything. Right. And I'm like, Jelly, why can't we get people over to Missouri?
They filmed the Ozarks in Georgia.
I know.
Come on, guys.
I know. Exactly. It seemed like a slap in the face.
Yeah. We don't have much here.
Yeah.
But we have the Ozarks.
So welcome.
Which I'm pretty sure the cartels were involved in that one too. So from me.
But it was a redneck cartel, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that these things don't
they
exist,
were growing,
but
they were
don't
growing
think
heroin
they
in
exist.
the middle of the Ozarks. I don't think that's
growing heroin. Is that what you said?
Yeah, they were growing poppy
Oh,
fields.
I'm so far removed. I'm like, how do you grow heroin? I don't even know. I thought it was
Made from
something you
poppy.
made.
Yeah. Well, you do.
It's an opium, right?
Yeah,
Opioid.
but some from the poppies, you do something chemically with it to make heroin.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, I never finished.
See,
I watched the first season.
I just don't think like these drug rings are like these master criminals. I think it's just a bunch of idiots leading idiots, and that's why they all get shot and killed. Because it's just
I wouldn't know. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of like drug themed stuff. But.
Yeah, I mean maybe in Miami, I don't know. I watched that one with the girl from the woman from Modern Family. I watched that. I can't Gloria? No, that's her name in Modern Family.
I know which one you're talking about.
I'm like, sure, maybe that's like a big organized crime, but like
oh, definitely in Miami, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean even still, it like is it
Should watch
these big-
Sicario. You would fucking hate it. It's so
Yeah.
good.
I just like, is it these big, like, actual, I just, any kind of thing where it's people running it, I just don't think it's going to be perfect. I think it's going to be kind of, like, inefficient. I don't know.
Well,
Like,
it
look
is.
at the
It
government.
says it kills all kinds of people.
Yeah.
Cartel definitely murders a lot of people. I watched something totally different. I watched on Netflix Inside, A Man on the Inside with Ted Danson, where he's like an old retired professor whose wife just died, and somehow he gets like recruited to be a mole at a retirement community by this private
I've seen
eye.
the ads for that.
It was cute. It was cute. I was intrigued. It was kind of heartwarming. It was funny in parts. I liked it. It was a very quick watch. I think it's like 8 episodes. That are 30
I think they
minutes
stole
each.
that concept from Psych. There was an episode where
Oh yeah, where the dad
goes into the old folks' home to
That
solve
is a good one. And he was
Yeah.
like, you know, the Casanova. Same thing with Ted Danson becomes the Casanova.
Well, right, because they're the ones who aren't peeing their pants.
Exactly.
And I think in Psych he was actually like 50 or 60.
Yeah,
Or, like,
he was trying to pretend like he was way
20 years
older.
older.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go watch Psych after this.
I watched the whole series not too long ago, like less than a year ago. I watched it all. But then this got me on a Ted Danza kick. So I started watching The Good Place again.
Oh, have you watched Mr. Mayor?
No, that is on my list, and I hear that one's good too.
I liked it. It is very close. Same writers as 30 Rock, I think.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is very similar pacing. And I do like the one actress who was also on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. So I like her. She's like his assistant. No, it's good. It's disappointing. I don't think it has more than 2 seasons.
Yeah. Story of our lives.
Yeah, all the good
Always
shows.
upsetting. I have a hard time watching new shows, just period. Like, I just want to go back to my comfort shows and just turn off my brain.
No, I know that feeling. I'm like craving the excitement of a new show because Santa brought my son a trampoline, like a little indoor trampoline for Christmas, and he was very kind enough to bring an adult version that my child could use.
Oh, fun.
So that I can jump on the trampoline. So I've been, as like part of my morning exercise routine, like
Yeah.
it's walking, running, and then I also do the rebounding. And so I'm trying to find a nice show that will like make me motivated to like get up and actually watch it. But I haven't found anything. That's what Missing You is supposed to be, but
Meh.
mostly I was just like, what?
What is happening right now?
Hit that guy with the shovel.
All right. Well, I think that's it for society chat.
I think that's an important thing to remember. Is just hit that guy with a shovel.
Always. If you have an opportunity to strike.
Yeah,
a good offense is the best defense.
Right. I mean, her. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it. Swing away.
Swing away. You too, listeners. Swing away and tune in next week to whatever our fucking topic is. I know we've recorded it.
Well, yeah, we just don't know what order.
I just don't know what order these are going to be released.
Is this
in.
chat going to come out in April? We don't know.
I had no idea.
We just get on the phone and talk.
Yep, and we'll figure it out on the back end.
And swing your way over to Apple or Google or Spotify, wherever you get podcasts, and swing that 5-star review, smash that, whatever. You know the drill.
Or just listen. That's also a thing.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to earn our love. We already like you enough.
Bye.